This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
I'm Nicole Griffin tonight on the northeast side where there is some frustration about a road construction project and when the road will open back up.
Also new at 6 as you're waiting for a check from Equifax. You might not see what you expect. Our Call 6 team is digging for answers.
It's the first day of the Indiana State Fair, and we are celebrating the heroes of the heartland.
We are live on the Midway where it's all sunshine now. Will that last through the weekends?
Now at 6, RTV6 is working for you to get answers for drivers on the city's northeast side. Confusion is leading to frustration about the timeline on a construction project. A busy road closed for now, and that school is back in session. It's causing some major congestion. RTV6's Nicole Griffin is working tonight to clear up all of that confusion.
Lee Road is currently closed from Fall Creek to Trelobey Drive as Indianapolis DPW crews work to replace a culvert here. Drivers we're hearing from, though, are frustrated because they thought this closure would only last a few weeks, but now we're learning it won't open up until the end of August.
Well, it's certainly causing a little bit of an inconvenience as we have to plan to get around it each day.
On July 22nd, the Indianapolis Department of Public Works closed Lee Road and started work to replace a culvert. Randall Dodge lives in the area. He's enjoying getting to walk along roads that are normally busy, but wants the construction to wrap up soon.
Traffic is congested now that school started back up again. It's really crowded up on 63rd Street and over on Sunnyside.
With all the schools being in session, you have parents trying to pick their kids up. You've got the buses trying to leave. You've got commuters coming back from their work, getting back out to the suburbs. People are getting a little crazy.
After seeing information about the closure on the City of Lawrence's website, Andy Van Treese was under the impression the project would only take a few weeks. The mayor of Lawrence says that is the estimated time they received. But Indy DPW says the project is on time. A spokeswoman says they called Lawrence today to update their information, but drivers still have questions. Why aren't construction crews out working?
They removed the culvert and the little bridge. And I know that infrastructure is important, but, come on, we need to get this done.
DPW says it takes time to prepare the area, which includes redirecting creek water around the site. It must be dry so construction can continue. Working for you on the northeast side, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And new details now at 6. We did learn that after this project is completed, the city of Lawrence plans to repave Lee Road from Fall Creek all the way to 59th Street. We have some developing news now from Madison County. An arrest tonight in the shooting of a pregnant woman in Anderson who right now is on life support. She was shot early this morning. Anderson police say the shooting happened around 3 this morning. Emergency crews took the victim to an Indianapolis hospital. At this hour, there is no word yet on the condition of that unborn baby. We just learned that police have arrested Skylar White. We'll have more on this story coming up tonight on the news at 7. Now to one of the biggest events of the summer. It is opening day of the Indiana State Fair. You can see the crowds. A time to celebrate all that Indiana has to offer in the world of agriculture, mixed in with a lot of fun, food, and of course, entertainment. Strap in for 17 jam-packed days. The first day, of course, is RTV6 Day at the fair. And Kevin Gregory and Amanda Sarantino are near the Midway to lead our coverage tonight. And where is the lemonade and where is the tenderloin?
Oh, we're going to show you if seeing is believing. Amanda's going to make you a believer in some of the food
Come on
here.
right over here. I mean, what is the fair without all these fried foods? We have all these yummy funnel cakes. We are in Food Row over here at the Indiana State Fair.
Bavarian cream, strawberry.
I'm down for those sprinkles over there, but lots of food at the Indiana State Fair that you need to get
It's all about that.
on. Yeah, it's all about the fried food, absolutely.
So check this out. We'll show you some of the food today. We can't see exactly what you're seeing, but there's a way that you can influence what is the fair food of the year. You can actually vote, right?
Yeah, you can go to the Indiana State Fair website, actually, and vote for the people's choice for your favorite food, so you better get on that.
Angry pretzel poppers may be in the running, or bison hush puppies. Deep fried chocolate cookie ice cream sandwich. Deep fried cookie dough is always there, but then you've got your favorites. Pork sandwich, pork burger, ribeye, elephant ears, all of those. There is a lot of excitement around today and a lot of pride from all the different communities. They're wearing shirts supporting their band. It is band day as well.
Absolutely. So as much as you can smell around here, you can hear a lot today, too. It's the 73rd annual All-Indiana State Band Day. 40 bands are performing at Hoosier Lottery Grandstand for the honor of Indiana's best band. Now, finals with the Sweet 16 begin at 8 p.m. tonight. So if you want to come listen to that and watch it, you got to be ready.
It is a long day, and the Sweet 16 has not been announced yet. That will happen shortly. We'll get the list. They'll be back competing at 8 o'clock. We'll update you at 11 o'clock tonight, as the winner will probably be crowned during the late news. When you come to the State Fair, the first thing that comes to mind may not be wine, but there are some incredible Hoosier winemakers to show you.
Wine is always on my mind, so this sounds good to me. Now, the Huber family has been creating fine wines in Starlight, Indiana for decades now, and they're one of our featured farmers this year at the State Fair. Our Alyssa Donovan went to Southern Indiana to bring us this story.
You may not think of Indiana as wine country, but venture a couple hours south and you'll come across Huber Winery, nestled in the hills along the Ohio River, where grapes and peaches become award-winning wines.
It's Peach Day at Huber Winery, and it's one of the most physically demanding and messiest days here, but it's all worth it because the end product is a bottle of this.
Our peach wine has been a very crowd favorite over years and years. We've been doing this since peach wine since the 1970s.
And the process hasn't changed. It all starts with the stomp.
Don't use your back. Don't arch your back because it's going to hurt. And lift your knees as high as they could go. It's a workout.
It's the only fruit that requires stomping at Huber Winery, releasing the juices from the peach and separating the pit from the fruit.
As long as you have it broken open like this, it could go in the machine.
A machine that's just as old as the recipe itself.
Literally no parts available anymore for this old 1972 press.
The sharp pits would damage the newer equipment, so they hang on to this and pull it out of storage one day a year, Peach Day. It has to be run manually, and there's only one person that knows how to use it.
Peach pants, we call them, and literally they will go in the trash can when I go home tonight. We don't even worry about washing them after a day like today.
Ted Huber is the head winemaker, sixth-generation Huber, and the sole operator of this press.
I started working here when I was a child in the winery also.
And now he's working with his children.
Let's get this last little bit in there. Then I'll press it one more time in.
Peach is one of many fruits grown here on the 650-acre property in southern Indiana, where the hills and ridges reach around 1,000 feet in elevation.
And that gets us good air drainage for spring frost. It lets, when heavy rains, let the excess rain run off the fields, plus is good for frost control.
The climate is a little different down here. It warms up quicker in the spring and stays warmer in the fall, allowing for peaches and a wide variety of grapes to grow.
You're actually seeing one of the original Concord vineyards. Concord was my grandpa's, one of his tried and true grapes here. It grows so well down here in the south.
And this grape is the base for one of Huber's most popular wines.
Our Concord wine named Sweet Marcella is named after my great-grandmother.
A nod to the history the family winery was built upon. The same care and passion is bottled into every Huber vintage you'll uncork. In Starlight, Indiana, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
I like that music. How about that? They put Alyssa to work. I wonder what that feels like to actually stomp peaches.
Sure, it's very satisfying in a different kind of way.
Yeah, well, you'll have to try that wine sometime.
And if you do want to try some of the wines here, there is a wine garden at the Indiana State Fair, and there is a wine and spirits competition going on, too.
They're just one of the featured farmers here at this year's Indiana State Fair.
Another one runs more of a traditional operation, a dairy farm. Kyle Mounds joins us back in the studio with that story. Kyle.
Yeah, Amanda and Kevin, there are around 1,000 dairy farms in Indiana, and many of those have less than 200 cows, but Homestead Dairy in northern Indiana has thousands. They're turning to technology to make sure the cows get the best care possible. With just 9 cows, the Huyen family started a small dairy farm in 1945. Growing to more than 100 cows, this is what Homestead Dairy looked like by the 70s. Fast forward to today, and 4,800 cows call the Plymouth Dairy home. And under the leadership of Brian Huyen and his wife Jill, these cows are living the good life.
So there's a cow getting a back massage with the cow brushes we have in our pens. They absolutely love it. You can tell that brush is pretty well on its last legs after a short period of time.
In between milking, the cows get to relax, but that's no bed of hay.
They have the memory foam, and then we also use a bedding that'll be placed over it, so that way we can always change this out and keep it as comfortable as possible.
So why all the pampering?
It's not so much more milk for us. We want to take the best care for our cows that we can, and so that's why we built the barn like we did, with cow comfort in mind.
Comfort throughout a cow's life is very important. In fact, starting on day 1, these calves have a nice bed, automatic fans, and start the day off with a protein shake. Technology also plays a big role here. Homestead is the largest robotic dairy in the country.
Here the milking process is completely done by a robot. It's all automatic. The cow is free to choose when she wants to get milked. She gets a little treat in the robot. But it's up to her whether she wants to get milked twice a day or she can get milked up to 6 times a day.
Each cow produces about 10 gallons of milk a day, which is processed and sold throughout the region. But milk isn't the only thing being produced at Homestead Dairy. Thousands of cows, each eating 40 pounds of feed a day, means lots of manure, but it isn't going to waste.
We're basically taking the cow's manure, collecting it into a tank and collecting the methane gas that's produced from the manure and using that to run generators to create electricity.
They're producing enough energy to provide power to about 2,000 homes in Plymouth. The Huyen family takes pride in caring for their cows and sharing the importance of dairy farming with the public. As a featured farmer, they get to share that message with the many Hoosiers attending the Indiana State Fair this year. But they're already looking forward to next year. That's when Jill Huyen gets to represent all Indiana dairy farmers and hand the bottle of milk to the winner of the Indy 500.
It's such an opportunity to share the dairy industry with so many people, and the excitement of the tradition of bringing the milk to the winner's circle is amazing.
And those cows are going to need to keep themselves cool here over the next couple of days. On a warm day like this, Raphael, a cow's body temperature is 101.5 degrees, a little warmer than us. So that means once that air temperature gets close to 70, they can be in heat stress. So they have over 100 fans there that automatically turn on when that temperature gets to about there to keep them nice and cool.
It's amazing to see the amount of technology that Hoosier farmers are using to do their work. And in this case, they're putting it to work.
Yeah, because the farms are getting bigger, and so they need that help in using technology to do that.
And we look forward to seeing the family on Victory Circle, Winter Circle next May, where they present that big, nice jug of milk to the Indy 500 winner.
Yeah, on a hot May day.
All right, we'll see what happens. Kyle, thank you so much. Still ahead on the news at 6. You may not get what you're expecting from Equifax, that settlement we're talking about, what you may be encouraged to do to protect yourself moving forward.
With 1 month to go in the regular season, the Indians are back in the playoff push. I'm Brad Brown. We're live at Victory Field. It is certainly a beautiful night here. We will talk about the start of a big series for the Indians coming up in sports.
Event going on now at Ashley Home Store. This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
So listen, if you're hoping to get a big payout as part of the Equifax data breach settlement, that check may not be as big as you're hoping. Consumers are eligible for free credit monitoring or up to $125 if you already have credit monitoring. However, the Federal Trade Commission now says the response has been so overwhelming that consumers may only get a sliver of that money. Instead, the FTC is encouraging consumers to get free credit monitoring. The agency also says you can still recoup money if you spend time trying to recover from fraud caused by that data breach.
The settlement also provides for up to $20,000 in out-of-pocket losses for consumers. So, for example, if you froze your credit after the breach and you paid for that, you can get that money back. If you purchased credit monitoring, if you hired a lawyer, if you spent time, you can get money for all of that.
this is impacting a lot of people. 147 million people can now get free credit monitoring, which monitors your credit report at all 3 nationwide credit reporting agencies. Kyle?
Some beautiful weather wrapping up the work and school week now as a lot of kids are heading back to the classroom, and we want to hold on to this into the weekend, and I think we will. We'll detail your weekend forecast here. Right now it's 85 degrees in downtown, 81 in Kokomo and Bloomington at 85. Lots of sunshine out there, but that north to northeast breeze has been key. That's what's keeping that humidity very low across central Indiana. As we check out satellite and radar here, you can see a few of those popcorn cumulus clouds out there this afternoon. Those are quickly, though, going to be fading away, and that means not a drop of rain out there. That is exactly the weather we like to see here on the first day of the Indiana State Fair. And as we send things back out to Kevin Gregory, who is standing by there to check out the view, and it looks like you got a nice ride this afternoon, Kevin.
It's what you missed, Kyle. Down the stretch we come, and it was a photo finish. Amanda by a nose. To me, the State Fair is about fun, food, family, and it's also the dismount of the summer, right? You get that feeling in your stomach that it's time for school once again. What a great night. If you're coming to the State Fair, let me just show you the evening planner. Temperatures that are in the lower 80s will fall into the lower 70s. And we have a nice breeze, and we have absolutely clear skies, and we have empty horses on the carousel for now. Come and join us. We work, but we also play. We work, we eat. Kyle, back to you. Oh, we're moving again.
That carousel's, yeah, it's going to come in handy here. Keep you breezy and cool over the next couple of days, but tomorrow morning will be pretty cool here as we start off the weekend, at least by early August standards. Many spots going to be in the 50s. Start off at 63 in Indy, 56 in Peru. As we take you through your Saturday forecast here, hour by hour, those temperatures will warm quickly with lots of sunshine tomorrow. 80 degrees by noon, 87 for that afternoon high. Still, the humidity will stay fairly low. Going to need that sunscreen out there as you enjoy a high of 83 in Frankfort, Kokomo, coming in at 84 degrees. You'll make it to 86 in Connorsville and 87 from Bedford into Seymour. Second half of the weekend is also going to be warm, but what we're going to notice here as we go into tomorrow afternoon, not everybody's going to enjoy that air quality. There has been an action day for the air quality that's been issued, so if you are sensitive to some of that poor air quality, make sure you just limit your time outdoors here on Saturday. Sunday, pretty similar weather. We'll see a little more humidity as we head through the afternoon, and those temperatures making their way into the 80s. So we are dry Saturday and Sunday. You might be needing a little bit of rain here, and we are going to pick some of that up as we get into Tuesday. That's our next best chance for some wet weather, but at this point, it's still only about 30%, so not a guarantee that we're going to get some of that rain here. Next 7 days of your forecast, and we find those temperatures getting a little warmer, approaching 90 degrees by Monday with mostly sunny skies, and then as those rain chances come up a little bit, that will knock the temperatures back into the middle 80s for highs. So 30% chance of rain through Thursday. Not everybody's going to see the rain, but we could pretty much all use some.
We expect to see a little bit of rain. We'll appreciate that when it comes.
Yeah, dry weekend.
Kyle, thank you so much. A great night to take in some baseball. Brad Brown joins us live from Victory Field with all the action. Hey, Brad.
Raphael, they're expecting a big crowd here tonight as the Indians get set to take on Columbus. This is first and second place in the International League's West Division. The Indians were behind by 11 games just 3 weeks ago, now just 5. So this 3-game series is going to be big this week as far as this final month of the season goes, trying to work their way to the playoffs. Another young pitcher is making quite a mark for himself here with the Indians as he made his AAA debut just a month ago. It's 25-year-old James Marvel got the call up from Altoona just the 1st of July in his first 5 starts, a 3-0 record. ERA is just over 2, 30 strikeouts in 29 innings. Looked like he could be the next strong arm to work his way to the Pirates' big league rotation. Had a chance to talk to James just a little bit ago about what's been working for him since making the move up to Indy.
Just trusting what got me here, pitching my game, but also understanding that there's a lot of veteran hitters at this level. A lot of guys who have, a lot of time in the big leagues or who have been up and down even this year a bunch. So understanding that, they're not just going to roll out there for 3-4 at-bats against you and, let you have your way with them. They're going to adjust to you, and it's just about being able to quickly, adjust back to them.
And again, they've cut an 11-game deficit down to just 5, and they just happen to have 5 games left against Columbus this season. 3 here this weekend, 2 more here at the end of the month. Again, really only one of those teams is going to be headed to the postseason come the 1st of September. Hey, today a scheduled day off for the Colts up at training camp as they kind of worked a little bit more of these off days into the schedule over the course of the last couple of summers. They'll be back on the field tomorrow at 2 o'clock. That'll be the case throughout the weekend as well. They'll have 4 straight days of afternoon practices as it'll go Saturday through Tuesday at 2 p.m. Those practices, of course, open to the fans. Don't forget you can download your free tickets online before you go. They got Armed Forces Day tomorrow, Fan Appreciation Day Sunday, and Colt City will be open each of those days from 1 to 5 p.m. at Grand Park. College football, Purdue's first practice last night up at Ross-Ade Stadium. Coach Jeff Brom getting a little jump on things, getting right to work. Much the same for the Boilermakers. Had some huge moments last year, but ultimately fell short of their expectations. Really, they've been working all summer in some form or another. And here's what Coach Brom had to say after that first formal practice.
Winning is always tough to do, but our team is going to work hard. I think we got a hungry football team that wants to win, that wants to put in the work. We understand that we had some big wins last year, but we had some other games that we didn't play very well in. We've got to become more consistent, and I know our team, we've talked about it, communicated it. We need to work hard to make sure that every week we come ready to play.
IU getting on the field today in Bloomington. Tom Allen excited about what he's got for 2019. We'll hear from the Hoosiers for you coming up tonight on the news at 11. By the way, if you're still coming downtown for the Indians game tonight, it's a 7:15 start. They got fireworks. Parking's a bit of a mess down here with Gen Con going on and a lot happening downtown, so be mindful of that. We'll have a recap of this one, though, for you coming up tonight on the news at 11 as well. Time for our final break. Then we'll be back to the studio to wrap up tonight's edition of the news at 6.
That's why people feel more comfortable shopping at Meijer.
Looking good for your outdoor plans this weekend. Lots of sunshine. Both days going to be pretty similar here. A little more humidity, though, as we go into our Sunday. So that'll take that 87-degree high, make it feel a little more like 90 degrees Sunday afternoon.
And we leave you with a live look from the Indiana State Fairgrounds. The sun will soon set on day 1. Enjoy the State Fair. We'll see you tonight on the news at 7.